Earlier today, prosecutor of the International Criminal Court, Fatu Bensouda, requested authorization from the court's judges to initiate investigations into alleged war crimes and crimes against humanity in relation to the August 2008 armed conflict in Georgia. For this purpose, the request to proceed with an investigation into the situation in Georgia covers the period from the 1st of July to the 10th of October 2008. Following is the prosecutor's statement.
The situation in Georgia has been under preliminary examination by my office since August of 2008, when armed clashes between the breakaway region of South Ossetia and Georgia degenerated into an armed conflict, which also involved the Russian Federation. According to my analysis, there is a reasonable basis to believe that war crimes and crimes against humanity were committed during this conflict. This includes alleged crimes committed in the context of a campaign to expel ethnic Georgians from South Ossetia, as well as attacks on peacekeepers by Georgian and South Ossetian forces. The information available to my office indicates that between 51 and 113 ethnic Georgian civilians were killed in the context of a forcible displacement campaign conducted by South Ossetia's de facto authorities. As part of this campaign, between 13,400 and 18,500 ethnic Georgians were forcibly displaced, and more than 5,000 dwellings belonging to ethnic Georgians were reportedly destroyed. We allege, based on the information in our possession, that these offenses, together with associated crimes of looting and destruction of civilian property, were committed on a large scale as part of a plan and in furtherance of a policy to expel ethnic Georgians from the territory in South Ossetia. My office estimates that the ethnic Georgian population living in the conflict zone was reduced by at least 75%. Moreover, I have also found a reasonable basis to believe that both South Ossetian and Georgian armed forces committed the war crime of attacking personnel or objects involved in a peacekeeping mission. Georgian peacekeepers were reportedly heavily shelled from South Ossetian positions, killing 2 Georgian peacekeepers and injuring 5 more. In a separate incident, 10 Russian peacekeepers were reportedly killed and 30 wounded as a result of the attack against their facility by Georgian forces. The Russian peacekeeping force base was reportedly destroyed, including a medical facility. Until recently, the competent national authorities of both Georgia and Russia were engaged in conducting investigations against those who appeared to be most responsible for crimes which are the subject of this application. More recently, however, national proceedings in Georgia have paused. With no foreseeable resumption and no other investigations in relation to such conduct underway in other states, I have assessed that the potential case relating to the forcible transfer of ethnic Georgians would be admissible for investigation by my office due to state inaction. The potential case relating to the intentional directing of attacks against peacekeepers and peacekeeping facilities would be partially admissible at this stage in consideration of ongoing proceedings in the Russian Federation. Furthermore, there are no substantial reasons to believe that the opening of an investigation would not serve the interest of justice, taking into account the gravity of the crimes and the interest of victims. Indeed, victims of the said crimes continue to call for justice in relation to these events. I filed my request today. As required by the court's regulations, I have also, today, provided notice to the victims or their legal representatives of my intention to request authorization to investigate and inform them that they have 30 days to make representations to the judges. If ICC judges grant authorization to proceed, I will open an investigation into alleged crimes committed in the situation in Georgia. As with all the activities of my office, that investigation will be conducted with full independence and impartiality. Over time, based on the evidence collected by my investigators, I will then request ICC judges to issue either summons to appear or arrest warrants against those my office believes to be most responsible for alleged atrocity crimes committed in Georgia, no matter who they are.